I turned the air conditioning off for you. I hope you're happy. Speaking of which, so I did my usual thing of waking up in the middle of the night. Although I actually slept a little bit later today, but so like my room at the hostel or the hotel last night had a very strong air conditioning to the point where I was like getting really cold. And I actually usually like my room pretty cold when I'm sleeping, like at least 69 degrees or whatever. And so I started turning up the thermostat a little bit in the middle of the night. And then eventually when I was actually waking up, it was kind of getting kind of warm. And so for some reason, I was thinking about the room I was in the previous night where like it actually just had like, it was two different buttons, so it would say like push this if it's too cold and push this if it's too hot. Anyway, so at some point I wasn't paying attention, so I thought I was turning it down, but actually I was making it hotter, and so it got to the point where like I was like sweating in my bed while I was working this morning, and I was like, why is it so hot? I was like, whatever, it's Bangkok, and then I realized that I just turned the heater on, so I was sitting there in the middle of the hottest season, one of the hottest or most humid places, and I had the heater on. We had the continental breakfast, which was very good, that ended awkwardly. So we had some toast with some orange marmalade, and I had a coffee, and then I think it was a mango. It was like a half mango, and that was good. And then they brought out this omelet. It was very fragrant, and it was different than I'm used to with omelets, but it was really good. It just got awkward because I didn't know what they were bringing, and so like I was full, but I kept hearing them in the kitchen. I didn't know how many people were staying at the hotel because it's like kind of a converted house. And there was like a couple sitting next to me, and then I didn't see that many other, like, because when you're going in, you have to take your shoes off, so I only saw like 2 other shoes other than mine, so I figured maybe there was no one else here other than me and that couple and I. And when I came out originally, the couple was eating some fruit, and not the mango, but like some other stuff, some of the fruit that I'd had at the other hotel, at the buffet. So I was sitting there for a little while on my phone, and then I wanted to go back to my room just to finish some things for the morning. And when the waitress came out, like, she didn't really speak any English, and I was like trying to ask her, I was like, is there anything left, or is there anything else coming? And then so she went back to the kitchen, and then someone else came, and they're like, you want more? I'm like, no. I was like, I want to. It's like there's really no nice way of saying that. I don't want to be like, no, I don't want any more, or yes, I want more. It's like it's a free breakfast for I can't remember what I paid for the room. It was less than 15, I think, for the night. So like I'd be spoiled to ask for more food. It was just awkward because of the language barrier. There was a couple cats that were wandering in and out because we were out on the like front patio area of the house. And I was trying to get them to come up to the GoPro, and one of them kind of did, and then it got scared. And so cats don't like GoPros apparently. When I was checking out, I walked out, and again, it's like just a house. It's not like that big of an area. And the like housekeeper happened to be right outside my door. She was kind of like, you know, and then I kind of showed my key. I was like, I'm checking out now. And then she's like, okay. And then she just kind of, I handed her the key, and then I was like, do I have to? And then I was kind of walking out, and then she's kind of following me, and then so we're at the front desk, and I was like, do I have to write anything? And again, I'm assuming she doesn't understand. Like, I've gotten kind of used to miming things. She instructed me to go outside to the patio area, and I remembered seeing some kind of forms out there before, so I was like, okay, we'll do that. And then I realized halfway through that she was getting out like the guest book, so she was having me write that. It's awkward. Like this morning, I had 2 fairly large miscommunications. From there, I headed out west to, like, so I was gonna take the water. I said water taxi in the last video. I meant more of just like I thought there was a basically like a transit line where you just get on at the stop and get off. But the water taxis are basically just there's multiple locations, but you cross the river. You don't like go follow the river. There are boats that do that, but it's not like a standard transit route. So on my way, I was aware that this was like somewhere in this region, but I didn't realize how quickly I'd get to it. It was the Grand Palace. I was just kind of crossing this canal, and then all of a sudden there's like a security checkpoint, and I had to like show my passport and have like I had to like look at the camera and like show the passport and me, and then they had to like look through my bag and use like a metal or like some kind of bomb detector or something like that. And it was like at that point I didn't even know where I was going. Like I'm just I'm just trying to get to the river, and it's like I didn't realize that I was going into the palace, and then so they okay me, so I'm starting to go through, and I'm following this crowd that's forming along the sidewalk, and then I see a lot of people crossing the street. I'm like, I guess we're supposed to cross, and then this soldier was like telling me to. I couldn't understand what he was saying, but he was just saying no. I was like, no, okay. So again, I don't even know what's over there. Like I didn't realize it was the palace at the time. Or I kind of guessed it was, but actually I think by that point I had seen a sign saying it was the Grand Palace. So eventually I approached the Grand Palace, and I figured I might as well go there. And then so I was starting to look around. It's an interesting area because it's not just that. There's a couple other old buildings, so like architecturally there's a lot to see. But obviously there's a lot of security around there too. And then I was going through the entrance of the Grand Palace, which again has plenty to look at just in like the courtyard area. But then, like as I was trying to go in farther, it said I needed a ticket, and then there's like a really long line, so and I think it was like $15 a ticket, which isn't that much, but like I'm trying to keep my budget fairly low. I'd rather fit that in on a day where, I can do that, and then there's a temple, it's like a Wat Pho, where there's like if you've ever seen the pictures of the like reclining Buddha, and you can get like massages from, there's like a Thai medicine school. I think actually I found out later that that temple is free. I could have gone to that. It's like right below there. But so sometime I might just do a trip over there, just to try to hit those things up. When I was walking away from the Grand Palace, across the street there is there's a lot of forms of not transportation, but like in addition to like taxi drivers, there's like tuk-tuk drivers. Tuk-tuks are like these little like almost like tricycle cab things, and then there's a lot of motorcyclists that'll offer you rides. There was this motorcycle driver that was kind of arguing, or very much arguing with this female. I don't know if she was a security guard or what. I think at that point it was the temple. It wasn't the Grand Palace, and like he was like getting really close where like it looked like he was actually getting physical. And so like I was like across the street, and I was like again, this is not a good city, just randomly you have to just kind of walk into traffic. So like I was like trying to keep an eye on that situation and trying to keep an eye on traffic to see if I should be walking over, or if I can walk over. I was going to, and then I was realized I would if something were to happen. Like he got really close, but then he backed away. But like I didn't understand anything they were saying, obviously, so it's like it'd be weird to be stepping into a situation where I have no idea what's going on, although I would assume he's in the wrong just based on how it was going, because he was acting very belligerent. And then I didn't do the water taxi, because like by the time I got into the river I was like, well, I could just walk. To get to the river I went through another market. There's a lot of those markets where it's indoors, and now I'm actually starting to take photos. It's kind of more incentive to walk through there, because those are much more picturesque than a lot of other parts of town, and I can get a lot of detail in a single shot. Although, and generally people are too busy to really even notice that I'm doing it. I cross the river. The sidewalk kind of disappeared. I think I just missed I think there's some stairs on my left after I crossed the river, crossed the bridge, and I thought I could just kind of continue on the sidewalk, and then all of a sudden the sidewalk disappears, and then so I just kind of like hopped over. It was a low, but I just like hopped over a wall into this. This was a park. There was like a tennis court and a basketball court, and it is fairly run down. And then I headed down to my current hotel, which is actually a hotel. I had my own bathroom, finally. I had like, I think like 2.5 hours, so I was still just kind of wandering around, taking more pictures of the area. To a couple other, I went to one shrine that, or temple. I don't actually, I feel bad, I don't know the distinguishing, like what's different between a shrine and a temple here. Like in Japan, it's obvious, I'm not really familiar with Buddhism in that sense. But there was one that was, you can go into it, but it was like closed, I guess. I don't know if there's any kind of repairs going on or what. Scared a cat, and I felt bad because it was trying to get to its food because there's a little bowl of food by the door. I'm becoming kind of fascinated with the animals around here. Cats and dogs here are like squirrels in the US, where it's just kind of, there's just a bunch of squirrels around there, and now there's just a bunch of cats. Like in the markets, like there were some that were just kind of like sitting very like stoically. It's like they're just so numb to all the noise and all the stuff. There's like people constantly walking around, and they're just kind of like, they just get used to like they're safe there or whatever, so they just kind of sleep standing up or whatever. I'm kind of starting to do a little ongoing project, I guess, with them. So I'm kind of focusing more on them than trying to get more portraits of people. Well, I'm slowly getting those, but I'm kind of enjoying the hunt for cats and dogs. So I still had some time to kill, so I went to this cafe down the road called Tom and Tom. I got their special of the month. It was a Tomancino. It was just Frappuccino, but I guess it was Frappuccino. Or Cappuccino, because it wasn't sweet or anything like that. I don't know if Frappuccino is a Starbucks copywritten thing. And then again, I saw a little bit of time left, so I wanted to check out. There was this, it was like it said it was like a forest garden or something like that. Beyond that was like a community gym, but it was almost like a improvised gym built on like a construction site. Like there was a lot of like rubble. Beyond that was like a playground and then the river. Got to the hotel. There's some artwork on the walls. There's a kettle. I don't think this fridge works. Yeah, the fridge doesn't work. I don't know what the trick is. Oh, Jesus. No? Oh my god. I could have done that this whole time. I haven't even like really tried watching TV here. At the first hotel, we're just kind of doing like a tourist thing. But I haven't actually, like, flipped through the channels. Bathroom's decent size. That's one of those water heaters I was talking about. Then I'm doing laundry. I ended up just having dinner at the restaurant downstairs. I had some buffalo wings, which were good. It was nice. It was all drums, so it was easy to eat. But it wasn't really buffalo. It was like a kind of like a tangier barbecue sauce. There was like some mustard and I don't know if it be ranch or mayonnaise. There's some kind of white sauce on there. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be kind of backtracking. I'm gonna probably catch the train where I got off originally to get to the hostel that I was staying at the day that I went to the Asiatique with the Ferris wheel. So there's not going to be too much walking tomorrow, although once I get off I might kind of explore the area. This will actually be the first time I've been in somewhat traditional hostel. Up until now I've been staying in either basically capsule hotels or guest houses where it's like the shared bathroom, or I guess that was the one, or hotels where you have your own room but then you don't have access directly to the bathroom. You have to like go out and then there's the bathroom down the hall. But so far I've kind of avoided staying in actual hostels where it's just bunk beds, mostly because not even like a security thing, but again, since I wake up at like midnight or 2 a.m. I don't want to be like on my laptop waking people up because like I need to do work in the morning. But you know, I do like the privacy that capsules and separate rooms have. This one, it's bunk beds, but you pretty much have like curtains on all sides of your bunk, so it's basically the same thing, but it's going to be much more close quarters. So I'm hoping for next weekend possibly to be a day or a weekend trip somewhere, because you can get from here to a lot of other parts of Thailand pretty quickly and pretty cheaply, and I can include a night's sleep on that if I need to. Like there's a train that goes from here to the northwest. It's Chiang Mai, and so like for basically $20 you get a train and you sleep on it. Your $20 is pretty much what I'm paying anyways for hostels, and this way I can, or hotels, and then this way I can end up in a new city. Otherwise, after tomorrow night, I'll probably be heading back more into the central part of the city. So, yeah, I might have some more malls and stuff I can go to. It's getting long. This is what happens when I'm not wearing glasses. I can't see how many minutes are adding up. I always end these so abruptly, but it's like I all of a sudden realize that I don't have anything else to say.